I hate it when people
talk their shit without no common sense.
If I wasn't a rapper, I would be
a boxer.
If I could make a song with anybody in the world, it would be
Tupac.
If I could smoke with anybody, I would smoke with
Snoop.
Damn, you're answering these fast. I only had a few of them. If I could visit any place in the world,
Bora Bora.
Where the fuck is that at?
Bora Bora is an oasis.
Where the fuck is that?
It's like islands on top of water, bro.
Really?
Like a fucking, what's that movie called with those blue foos?
The Smurfs?
No, not the Smurfs. Avatar, bro. That was good, bro. That was a good chuckle. I needed that shit. That shit's funny.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to fill the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Herbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior. We are not in Palace 81, but we are in beautiful Ontario. And right now, obviously the quality fucking is different because we on different vibrations around this time of year. Today we have a very special guest. This is one of the illest MCs, and I do not say this shit like every day, bro. There's a lot of artists you meet, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, what's up? You're cool, you know what I mean? Whatever, yeah. And then, you know, you walk away and you're like, this fool fucking sucks, you know what I mean?
Salute to that, brother.
This is definitely not one of these people. If you don't know, you won't know. This is a Six Side Army affiliate. If you don't know, he's worked with Afro. He's worked with Big Duke. He's got some work out there. He's got an album out right now.
Conscious from Baltimore. Mind Over Matter.
Mind Over Matter. Is that? I'm not gonna ask the questions right now because I'm still bringing in the intro. Mind Over Matter. The album is out everywhere right now. Go check it out if you haven't heard of it or heard of this person right here. He goes by Emsee Prospekt.
Yeah.
Right
What's
now.
up, my brother?
What's going on with you, bro? How you been?
Thanks for that, my G. I've been good, man. Staying busy, staying focused, staying out of the radar ever since, man. Haven't done a show even after my album release, but thank you for having me, my G.
Of course. You know, like, it's just you meet people and then you're not all the way. You don't buy into it. You're like, is this like, I don't understand.
No,
like,
I feel that.
And I feel like a lot of it is because artists, they themselves don't have all their shit figured out. You know what I mean? Like, they're still trying. I mean, I guess we're all figuring out what we're doing with
as we go, yeah.
Yeah, as we go. But I feel like I'm really I'm really into your music. And that's like the number one thing I feel like I could really give a fuck less of, like, you got your aesthetic, you know, whatever, your brand. Like, okay, like, branding is one thing, but for me, it's the music. You can have everything. You can have 4K videos and the drones and the clothes and the bitches and the money and all that. If your music sucks dick, bro, I don't give a fuck.
100 agreed, brother. Yeah, that's how it is. And I try to do everything as good as possible. That includes the 4K video, even though it might take a little longer than usual with the scheduling and all that. But we're keeping that shit going. Mind Over Matter. Thank to everyone who listened. My boy right here. Shout out to Santi Section for the promoting. Santi. It's been crazy, man. The first 3 weeks after release, I had 13K streams. And very blessed to see the commentary on YouTube and everything to be like above and beyond from what I expected. So that shit just influenced me to start part 2, Mind Over Matter, just last week with Afro at his pad. We laid down a track for the intro already. That's just fucking crazy. But right now we're focused on Big Duke project, Six Side Army. That project's gonna be crazy ill. And I laid that one down. The first track is gonna be called Dos Amigos. But but it's actually 3. It's Big Duke, Afro, myself, and we got another artist that's gonna be coming in. It's gonna be a big surprise.
That's wicked as fuck. And for those who don't know, Big Duke he's from the legendary Psycho realm.
Psycho.
And Prospekt has also worked with Afro, and if you don't know who Afro is, Afro came in with R.A. the Rugged Man. And if you don't know who R.A. the Rugged Man in Psycho Realm is, turn this shit off right now and go watch something else, because I'm not gonna fucking explain this shit anymore.
Yeah,
if you don't know who these people are, just turn it off at this point.
He went in, man. My G went in. That's exactly where the roots are coming from, man. And R.A. he worked with people like Biggie and a lot of huge artists that you're gonna be very familiarized with, but. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. That's where it is. That's the album debut. It's on all streams, all platforms.
You're talking about Mind Over Matter.
Mind Over Matter Part 2.
So how did this even, with the album? It's a great album. Like front to like start to finish. It's like very, like I told you, it's very reminiscent of Tech 9, Eminem, fast rap. It's like you're rapping on it like somebody possessed, bro. It's very wicked shit, and I fuck with that, like super heavy. One question though, like right off the bat, is like, why is Afro kicking it off?
Oh, Afro, that's P excerpts. That's actually the order that we chose. We actually had it all shuffled, and then we switched it probably for over an hour. We switched tracks to track, and that's the order that we both decided on. How it felt, it was like a roller coaster. So if you were to listen to the album from the beginning to end, it's a roller coaster. It's each song represents its own. And when you talk about like Psycho and like fucking Unpossessed, the ones you really gotta listen to is Poet or the Psycho and 1 a.m., which is like both of them are really connected. And it's like a little bit of some madness, psychotic shit in there, but some real shit.
No, yeah, that the album is, because I just thought about that with listening to it, because I'm like, he did some Snoop Dogg shit, because when you listen to Doggy Style, the first person you hear is Lady of Rage. You don't hear Snoop on it. So that's why my whole question was, I was like, oh fuck, Afro, like I get, because Afro produced the whole album, right?
Yeah. We definitely he produced the whole thing, did the scratches, mix and mastering. But that was like one of my favorite tracks. That was actually the first single that I wanted to release, but we decided on another one for Contact Rap, because he said we wanted the first single to be some type of individual thing and for you to forecast what you're gonna do in the album. So we chose Contact Rap as the first single. But P Excerpts is the one that set it off. It was just the vibe, the what I wanted to bring in first to like set it off. So that's kind of like the flavor I really wanted to be in the upfront position.
Which is interesting, because I feel like Contact might be like one of my more least favorite songs on the album. Like I like the Microphone
Hard.
Microphone Hard. That one's hard.
A lot of people love that shit, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people fuck with that one, and a lot of people were telling me Poet of the Psycho.
That one's hard.
Yeah, and then a lot of people were telling me Microphone Hard. But then when people heard my brother's song, was the one that says "Come back, come back."
A Lifetime in Paradise.
Yeah, man. People were like, "Yo, that shit's like, it makes you feel something without even like hearing the lyrics." But then when you hear the lyrics, it takes you to a whole different fucking world, you know. And you can hear the pain, you can hear like what I'm going through, because it was only a few months after I recorded that track when my brother passed. So.
No, I told you, man, that song, like, literally almost, like, I was like, if I wasn't outside walking around other people, I would have just fucking, like, been bawling in tears, like, at my house, because, like, it's real, and I think the realness goes through the music. When you talk about something as powerful as, like, grief or loss or any raw emotion like that, it, like, really comes through with the music, and it's a great song. It's my favorite song off of the album. And just speak on the track, you know, just give us a, like, break it down.
Yeah, so basically, it was just my brother, now I could speak on it. He came back from Africa with malaria and he passed away. But at the same time, I had COVID, so I kind of didn't know what it was exactly. But it was like a tough moment where, you know, my brother was found in the restroom and stuff. My pops found him and everything, and it was like a little tough. So the only way I was able to like project anything was just like, you know what, write a track for my brother, you know, like let that shit out, postpone the album and do it, you know. So what I talk about in the project is him coming back from Africa, and like how he was gleaming, like he was like, he had like a different light to him, you know, because my brother's very special and everybody who knows him will tell you off the bat, like, my brother was very special. He's a very special human being. That's who I, looked up to and like try to learn from and grow from. Like, so I had to like write a little bit about him towards the end, and how he influenced me in the beginning, and what he was to me, and in the middle is kind of like my self-reflection to myself, and just give you a little piece of me in there. So I threw it in the middle as a second verse. So if you really listen to the lyrics and you catch everything, it's like a whole different fucking scene,
No, yeah, it's a very powerful song, and I think it's what I love about the track is you don't go crazy with the flow with it, and I think that's perfect because you need songs like that to really hit home. Like every even though it's not super fast, it's still like very, very steady with the cadence, and I'm getting like rap nerd shit on it, but it's just like bar for bar, like
Dope.
The beat to like the scratches on it. I think it's really like you sampled I shouldn't say the sample, right, of the scratches. Do you want me to say it or not?
I'm sure he won't mind. Like I'm sure he won't trip on it.
Well,
man,
it's Friday, right?
Let's do it, man.
The comeback, the cuts, the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, like the comeback. I remember I told them, I was like, yo, like I need because I wrote and I was like, there's a little slot. So like, can you find something where it says come back, and I don't remember exactly where he got it from.
Mm-hmm.
But I was next to him when he was doing that stuff, and
put the microphone more like there you go. Yeah, there you go. Boom, you're rocking.
And the comeback was just like perfect, man. Like it was just like speaking for me too on the hook, so it was perfect. But if it was from Friday, I'm not sure. But yeah, he wouldn't mind, man.
Yeah, because that's the scene. Oh, I guess we're already saying it, but that's the scene where does Craig tell Smokey? He's like, hey, come back. And he tells him, fuck, I forgot that scene, but I haven't seen Friday in so long.
And it was crazy because we watched that shit. We were watching Next Friday the other time too, bro. Like we be watching like old school movies. He's like a movie fanatic and stuff. He does movie reviews and all that shit. So,
Afro?
Yeah, and he works on his small films too. He releases small films. So he's into acting, so he does all the shebang,
It's funny because like for those of you who don't know Afro, like he spits wicked fast too. So you guys coming together to do the album, it made perfect sense. I didn't even know he made beats.
Yeah, he's been messing around because when he was in New York and RA introduced him to DJ Premier, he was telling me that he was basically sitting next to DJ Premier as he was working the boards and he was doing all his magic and stuff. So he was able to like catch some lessons and that's in person too, next to the legend DJ Premier. So I mean,
that's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, to be under any like sort of like tutelage like that is crazy. Like each one teach one, bro. I love those stories where it's like, who said this or whatever. You go and you meet a homie and they know a homie, and then like somehow you're like fucking with, Large Professor or something like that. You're with like a legend producer and you're just like, how the fuck did I even get here? And it's like,
that's how I feel all the time, brother. That's how I feel all the time. Like I'm blessed to be working with Big Dude from Psycho Realm, be able to talk to Sick Jacket and I talk to Conejo, I talk to Afro, and I'm very blessed to be, aligned the greats and to be able to hit them up for advice or if I need anything, which is gonna happen pretty soon. I have a lot of surprises coming up in the future, but definitely something that I wanted to like talk to you about that it just kind of sparked it up right now was in Broken Dreams, the track on Broken Dreams, and that's when I first met Afro, and I've said it before, but like that's how it all started. I took a risk, I took a chance, and I went to go see an artist, Afro, that I've been following since the competitions with R.A. Rugged, man, that he threw, and I was lucky and fortunate enough to see him outside the venue that I went to during my lunch break. And when I seen him, I went up to him, told him a few things, and I asked him if he could bless me with a little bit of time for me to throw some bars in. And we stepped away like 50 feet away, and I busted some bars that I just wrote like 3 days before. And he was like, that's why in the song Unbroken Dreams, I said like, oh, his head was bopping like hydraulics because his fucking afro was like, zoom. When I looked up and I was rapping, I didn't know he was going to be bopping like that and fucking with my music. And it was a cappella, so it was just like a crazy-ass fucking story. And he was just like, yo, DM me, let's work. I was just like, fuck. And that's how Mind Over Matter Part 1 like came about.
So wait, that song is on the album,
Yeah, it's in the album. But,
so did you have a beat to it, or did you just write bars and shit?
Nah. He gave me the beat, and I decided to write when I first met him.
Wow. Bro,
Yeah, so I was just like,
crazy.
yo, I'm gonna put it towards the end. I'm gonna write when I first met Afro, and I do it in a very lyrical and literature way. Like I write very different, but I'm talking about when I first met Afro.
On that song.
Yeah, on Broken Dreams.
This is why I'm telling you need to have subtitles, because
Exactly.
most of the time I could catch,
And it's not
like,
fast though; it's slow.
on Broken Dreams.
Yeah, on Broken Dreams is actually slow. I don't rap fast on it or
Okay,
whatever.
I gotta
so.
listen to it, because I listened to the album probably like 4 or 5 times now. But even 4 or 5 times, like, to listen
There's
to
still a lot
whole
of catch,
album,
bro.
there's still a lot of things like
It's a
you
lot
gotta
of
catch.
It's 40 minutes, and then it's just fast. It's slow. It's different tones. I do different kind of shit on there. I speak differently. So just I do a lot of stuff that's different. I just feel like this whole industry is just saturated already with just like the same sound.
The same
and
bullshit.
Yeah, it's same bullshit all the time, and it's just like a copycat after the other, carbon copy of a fucking legend or
Very
whatever.
little
but
creativity.
very little creativity. It's
Like,
just
I don't mind, like, you could take someone's blueprint, like, no idea is original, like, you know, you
original
I've-
under the sun.
exactly. Shout out to fucking
Nasir Jones.
what is it? You could take, like, okay, the basic ingredients of like a Nas, but then in that you know you throw in, you know, your own personality and your own flavor, and then you get like a fucking Emsee Prospekt, or you get like a Big Serbs, like, you know,
Yeah.
artists that are very influenced but have their own styles in that.
Yeah, Afro and I have had this. Well, we've had a lot of hip hop conversations, but we've had this conversation before, even when we started, because we like to get to know each other on a whole personal level before we even started working.
Yeah.
And hanging out and eating, kind of like how I wanted to do it with you too, and everything, how it flowed. So it was just perfect match. And bro, like, we spoken about it, and how it's all right to start off like that. But I remember myself doing that, like, because I wanted to test myself. I would like try to sound like Tupac, DMX. I'll try to sound like the greats and try to write like them. Like,
It's
Nas.
funny that you say that, not to cut you off, but you were giving me DMX vibes
That's
on
crazy.
the album.
That's crazy.
Like, I was getting, like I said, DMX, Tech 9, Eminem.
Immortal Technique. I try to do Immortal Technique, man. My homies would do Psycho Realm, and then, you know, like just to fuck around, like freestyling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like a exercise that me and my homies would do, and but I wouldn't really try to imitate them. I would try to like just find the inner power, you know, like, and it sounds fucking cliche or whatever. It sounds crazy, but that's really what you got to do. And then that's kind of like how I feel like I got my sound, and just like encerrándome, you know, like putting locking myself up, and it's true. You gotta like really outcast yourself from a lot of people, because even hanging out like right now with my boy, like the energies are gonna interchange, and they're gonna cross. So like when that happens, you're already energetically getting influenced by other people, like walking around, going to a restaurant, your surroundings. So it's always important for you to like cleanse yourself
And
by
stay on
outcasting
one.
yourself, doing some like, you know, sage burning or some meditation, clearing of the mind, and then getting in the zone with the studio. That's kind of like what I do. I have a ritual and stuff like that. But yeah, that's some real shit.
That's dope, bro. And as far as like you know, being like with your surroundings and shit like that, like, a lot of people don't understand how real that is. It's just me. I've been kind of like on the same shit, bro. Like, I don't even really feel like I consider myself to have like friends outside of music, because it's just like you realize like what people like are around you for, and you're like, we're not really like homies and shit like that. Like, you know, when my homies died and shit like that, now one person picked up the phone and be like, yo, bro, like, you know, you good at, like, so we're not friends. Like, how could like you call yourself a friend and know I've been through this shit, and then you don't even think to fucking be like, oh, let me check on this fool. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like, how could you even?
That's the same thing happened to me,
How?
dog. Like, I'm, you know, releasing a fucking project, or you release a project, it's like, how come you can't get the support of the people you grew up with, but they're there like on your stories, they're like, you know,
Watching
peeping,
you.
they're hitting you up, but like, what's up with you? How you doing? Like, you know, so you just gotta beware. It's the same thing in the music industry. Like, I don't necessarily can say I have too many friends within the industry or outside the industry, but there are some people where you just click and you know what's up, like, you know.
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like that's definitely a vibe I got. Like, right off the bat, bro, when I met you, I was like, oh, like, it just I don't even know how to explain it.
We don't have filters, dog. We don't have filters at all.
Like,
We don't. And I told you, like, you remind me of me, dog. Like, you're just fucking like over here feeling like you're pressing buttons and stuff, but it's some real shit. We're just like, we speak off what we really think and how we feel, bro. And that, I think I see that shit as a beautiful fucking thing, dog, to be honest with you, man. And like the fact that you could express yourself the way you want and not give a fuck about any criticism is like the best superpower you could fucking have, especially being in the music.
Yeah,
you can say whatever the fuck you want, you know, and then still like rock and still feel like I got it, you know.
I just got fucking bit by a mosquito right now. Fuck, I should have brought fucking sweats, bro. It's still hot out here, bro. I hate that shit. We're still like in a mini heat wave.
Still warm, hell yeah.
Fuck, man. No, but yeah, as far as having like no filters and shit, I feel like that's how people want to flip it on you and swear he's just putting on a character. This isn't how he really is, and it's like, fool, like you don't even know me, bro. Like you. If you barely met me and you watching like my clips of the gods are you're barely scratching 1% of the surface, and you don't know me at all. Like you want people want to judge you without actually calling you and hitting you up and talking about shit. People just want to label you. Oh, this fool's just he's you know fucking whatever. He's a lame or whatever.
Yeah. Same thing. I was talking to somebody today about that too. It's crazy. Everything's lining up, and then they were talking to me about my tattoos. And how you know you don't want to put yourself in a certain situation just because I have tattoos and people are gonna be flipping or or tripping or because of the streets or whatever. But
yeah,
it's an interesting conversation how you get perceived and like how you look. Like stereotypes,
images, everything.
Shit, images, everything. Yeah,
it really is. Because to be honest, bro, if I seen somebody all dusty on the corner with a 40 ounce and a sign and shit, I'm not gonna think you have money. I'm gonna think you're a fucking homeless person.
Yeah,
but
you're a hobo and shit. Just post it for sure.
You could fucking well be like a millionaire, just like acting like a fucking bum. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, there's a crazy shit about that is that supposedly millionaires are the ones that actually dress up all bummy and shit. So you never know what a millionaire is. But I mean, I don't know about that shit. But yeah, that's some stupid shit I heard just recently. But I don't know. For me, honestly, bro, like I carry myself very comfortable, bro, and I really don't give a fuck what people think. I'm always, I have like maybe 200, close to 200 fucking sweats. I like to be comfortable. It's just like my fucking attire, what I do. I'm tired.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you have 200 sweats?
About like 200 sweatpants.
Why do you have 200 sweatpants?
I have a lot, G. Like
Why?
I fucking wear that shit like as a it's not enough, bro. We got 365 days out of the year, so I need to get like I
need at least 200 of them.
I need a little bit more.
Wait, are they all black? Please don't tell me they're all black. Please tell me they're
No, I got different colors, my boy, different shoes, different colors. Yeah.
Because if I walk in your house and you got a stacks and stacks of black,
I do
200
though.
black sweatpants.
I do, bro. You're gonna be fucking cracking up because I do. I carry myself like that. I have different types of blacks. Like there's a black, and then there's like a fucking grayish black, and then there's like.
Oh,
mid-black.
Okay. That's cool, but if they're all solid black,
they're
crazy,
not all solid
bro.
Black, my boy. No, I'm not that crazy, fool. I'm not that crazy. I got jeans too, bro. I got jeans. I got slacks. I'm just tired of dressing up in the slacks. All right, fuck.
Yeah, ain't no slack in my mag, dog.
Nope.
That's fucking funny, dog.
I got the Stacey Adams still, but Cortezes are just fine. Cortezes are just fine.
The OGs, man. To be honest, I never owned a pair of Nike Cortezes, and I probably won't get
These
a
are
pair.
my first ones, dog. And honestly,
really?
They're the most comfortable ones ever, bro, because I never really liked them until now. They're very fucking comfortable.
We're gonna refrain from saying brands on the program.
Oh yeah.
But obviously those are OG shoes, but I've never worn them. I try to wear like pretty much just like comfortable every day you walk around and shit. Because those look pretty flat.
They're comfortable, my boy. They're comfortable. Yeah, I feel like I could run like the Flash. Speed.
The fucking Flash, dog. That's just crazy. I wanted to talk.
You're talking about the Silver Surfer on your bars that you shot me too.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What is it?
That shit was tight.
No, but you know what I'm talking about?
I spoke about. I have a few bars talking about the Silver Surfer. Who was he fighting? He had a battle with.
He's fought a lot of fools.
No, but he had like an epic battle against somebody. Who was it? Was it?
To be honest, I'm not super into the
I have
Silver
a fucking comic
Surfer,
book, bro.
But I'm talking about my car.
Oh shit! You were talking about your whip. You called it that?
Yeah, I got different slang for different shit. Like, I don't want to say some of my slang out there, but like polys. Like whenever I say, like with the polys, that's a polymer pistol. So I have just different, you know, you knock down, you know, the slang is like
hey, that's
very,
cool, dog. That's
know.
dope. You're making your own fucking like your own words for your rhymes and shit. That's kind of like what I've done a few times, but I gotta catch it. I gotta look back at my lyrics and see what words I've done. But when you hear them, it's like you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Or
You know?
Cali, that's a caliber. That's like a, you know, Cali could be a calico, but you know, with the 40 Calis, is, you know,
I hear that shit a
40
lot,
caliber.
like in fucking battle rap. We were talking about battle rap on the
Yeah,
phone the
yeah.
other day too. So you get a lot of that terminology and shit and slang terms like on fucking battle rap.
Well, I got that from Cool G.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Cool.
Because
I just heard Cool G.
you know when you hear something and then
you
you say it later and then
legend.
you're like, I know where I got it from, but like, yeah, Cool G rap is fucking, dude, that probably
I don't
one of
get
my
tired of
biggest
him, man.
influences for sure.
Can't get tired of him at all.
His first, I haven't heard like much outside of his first album, but his first album is dynamite, bro.
I don't know why as of late I've been listening to just Tupac again. I'm like back on Tupac, like staring through the rear view and shit.
How do you rank Pac albums?
Oh, they're fucking phenomenal. I love them.
But like, I mean, like if you would like, you know, Tupacalypse, All Eyes on Me.
Well, the one that I bought that I have a physical copy is Better Days, and I have it tatted right here, Better Days.
Oh wow.
So it's my favorite project. I have tattoos of all my influences on my body. Like,
Is Better Days the one where he's like leaning or some shit?
No, it's the one with the cross. Fool. It's the cross. It's
The
like
Machiavelli one?
No, the Better Days. So it's like a cross, like a brown cover. For when you open it, it's like a brown cover on the inside, but it's a cross, bro.
Oh, I don't need. You know, to be honest, I never went down the Tupac road. I haven't heard the album.
Yeah, I was looking at that shit the other day because I just recently moved, and I found a lot of hard copies and shit. I was just like amazed with the hard copies that I have. I found Method Man, the first project.
Oh, to Cal?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people shit on that album
I don't know why, dog.
because it's
That's
mixed
crazy, man.
very bad.
I mean, honestly, you can still hear the whole like.
No,
How
dude,
much
there's
of a
some
banger
songs
is.
where you're like, fuck, this shit sounds bad.
Yeah.
Like, this shit
I'm gonna have to
sounds
listen to
bad.
it again.
No disrespect, it's a good album, but like if we're comparing to Cal with all the Wu-Tang albums, like Iron Man, Built for Cuban Links, Liquid Swords, a lot of people put to Cal like on the bottom.
Oh yeah, you're right, fool. He's the one with the bandana when he's on the black and white picture.
Let me see.
Better Days, this one right here. Hear it?
Oh, okay.
So you're right, fool.
Oh, okay. That's your
Yeah,
favorite album?
Yeah, for me that's my shit because
From
it's the
Tupac?
one the most impactful. Like to me, it was the most impactful for me. So that's why I put Better Days. I was just like I had to. That's some shit that me and my homegirl have, and then we have what was that track? Never Had a Friend Like Me. That's another banger we
Yeah,
listen
it's a
to
good
like nonstop. And then one that I fuck with is heavy is Stay True.
Mm-hmm.
Stay True is like an anthem for me. Like I just listen to that. Stay true. Do what you gotta do. Stay true.
So what is it about Tupac in that album that you resonate so heavily with?
I think it just came from the heart on a lot of tracks. For me, like Better Days got me out of the fucking hole, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just for me what it's gonna be. I started learning like what I learned from this album that I just released too. Is something that me and Afro spoke on, which was how it's important to show different sides, like what you're tapping on. So that's why I did like my brother track, the Unbroken Dreams, that was not even aggressive, because I like to be very competitive when it comes down to releasing tracks. So I see that like in Tupac, where he was very aggressive and always like talking his shit. But on that Better Days shit, it was just like a whole different side, like kind of like the Big L track when he starts talking about his childhood and stuff, which is another like.
Well, like Street Struck or?
I forgot the name of the track because I'm not good with names and stuff. But
How
it's
does it
like
go?
he comes up with like, he's like, oh, his childhood is coming up and how he was poor and you know like all he had to do is like start robbing fools, but he's tired of doing that shit. So
On his first album?
I'm not sure what track it is, like I said, or what album,
okay.
bro. But
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a meaningful track. And like when you're so aggressive, like Big L and Tupac is dope as fuck to fucking hear that different version. Like Brandon's Got a Baby, where he puts himself in a different person's shoes. So that's what I try to do, and that's what I'm gonna try to do on the next album too, on the next project. It's gonna be putting myself in different people's positions and then try to tell a story from their perspective. So,
And why go in that direction instead of like, you know, expounding more on like your first album where it's like your stories?
which I can, and everything's gonna be a little bit about the same formula, like we've spoken about. It's gonna be about the same formula, but this time we're not gonna have like an intro. It's gonna be a whole fucking introduction, like a banger, like a whole song to it to introduce the album. So we're gonna do some stuff that's different. We are gonna do story mode, which is I'm working on a track right now, and it's similar to 1 a.m. and Poet of the Cycle, which I also want to do a track like that too, because that's one of my favorites, and that talks about like mental instability, and it's crazy about alcoholism and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be tapping in.
That's a heavy song. So why name it the Poet of the Cycle? Like, what is that? I was waiting for somewhere in the song to be like breaking it down, but like.
So basically, what that means is I'm showing you like different personalities. So if I'm definitely gonna include the lyrics, because the lyrics are vital for people to know, and if you can't catch it, then for sure I need to add them in. But yeah, it's vital. I just say Poet of the Cycle because it's like what I'm going through at that very moment with the paranormal and just like a mental collapse and depression to being insomniac to PTSD and just like all this shit.
So with the poet or the cycle, does that mean you feel like a poet? Or
Poet of the Cycle. So when I'm breaking it down, it's like when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and it's in the beginning of the track. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I don't even recognize like the hook. The Spanish hook is what I'm saying is I don't even recognize who I am anymore. And then that's basically what I'm telling you. But I am the poet and I am the cycle. So at the end of it all, you'll understand after getting the lyrics in that I'm ultimately the poet and I am the cycle. I'm both of them in the same time. And there's multiple personalities. So I say Jekyll, Hyde, and Lucid. So not only is Jekyll, Hyde, Lucid, Prospekt P, it's going to be all these different personalities that are within me that are fucking trying to outcast themselves into a track. So I'm going crazy.
That's fucking
so
wild.
Like if you start looking at like the lyrics and what's really going down, it's fucking crazy. And it's what I'm telling people is I'm gonna do something very magical that no one has ever done before. And like I said, 1 a.m. and Poet of the Cycle is gonna come. You guys are gonna understand what I'm trying to talk about right now, but it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a video for it, and it's gonna be fucking crazy. And 1 a.m. is the same thing. It's like waking up at like 1 a.m. and then seeing like fucking shadows and shit like that, and you're just losing your head, and you don't know whether you're schizophrenic or not, because you're going through a lot of shit. You're hearing a lot of shit. You know you don't know what the fuck. So that's what that song is. And then that's what that song is about.
Have you seen like they call them the shadow people?
Yeah.
You have seen shit like that?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The shadow people?
Yeah, shadow people and stuff. Yeah, I seen a lot of stuff, but it's been pretty interesting journey for me.
Thank God I haven't seen none of that shit. I think I'd fucking lose my mind if I ever seen some shit like that. But for those who don't know, the shadow people is like kind of like closely related to like psychosis, or like, you know, people who like smoke a bunch of meth and they reach that crazy point,
that maniac point. Yeah. So like a lot of kids report seeing shadows too growing up, like shadowy people. So there's like a lot of misunderstanding as to whether you're schizophrenic or not, and that's what my thing was with the song.
Or you just tapped into some other shit.
It was my song. That was what I was trying to launch is am I schizophrenic? I'm asking myself on the hook, am I schizophrenic or am I not? Mm-hmm. I'm questioning myself on the hook. And ultimately I'm not schizophrenic. You know, it was just I tapped into a whole different world of what I thought it
reality.
Was from reality, and to me it was interesting. You know, I've had different teachers. Like, thank God I had my older brother who was a very spiritual person and understood the world in many ways. He was able to break certain things down for me. So that's why would I ever repeat like the same kind of album exactly? No. We're gonna keep the same formula, but we're gonna do things different in a more electric way, I would say, and we're also gonna tap in a different type of voice. There's different voices that are waiting for me to release, and it's gonna be crazy. It's not only gonna be that P, that aggressive P. It's gonna be a different P now.
So this is your debut album, right? And how long were you actually rapping for before you started working on this album?
Honestly, it's been over 10 years for sure, because over 10 years, I dedicated like 5 years every day doing music, and then I took some time off just with life and stuff, and then I got back into it. But I was always never letting it go, I was always freestyling or just playing with it.
If you working on it for 10 years, how come not just like, so do you have like tracks recorded from before this album?
Yeah, I have hundreds and hundreds of songs that I've worked on. Like I have thousands. I would say like at least 1,000 songs that I've worked on, written on, from like fucking getting on YouTube, choosing beats, to fucking going on like old school shit or having your homie set you up. Songs that I worked on that I finalized, and that's kind of like what I started brand new, bro. I hit the reset button. I erased everything, and I still have it though, but I hit the reset button and I started fresh with the Mind Over Matter Part 1.
And was your style like similar to what you were doing before? Like, because when you say the reset button, I'm thinking like you went brand new with everything. So what changed with this album from what you did before?
Before it was my voice was less developed, and even so right now with the Mind Over Matter Part 1, my voice wasn't developed, and I could hear it now compared to the songs that I'm getting done. But that's where you show growth. That's where you show.
Well, yeah, music is always progression.
It's always progression.
If as an artist, if you're going in every song thinking I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and this is exactly like real, scrambled egg shit, where it's just like 1 + 1. I feel like you don't develop your style. Like, what's the difference between this song and the next song if you do the exact same shit?
Yeah. So you always got to switch it up. It's always got to be a learning process and progress with yourself as an artist. And something that I was talking to my boy about, which I'm not trying to say names throughout this whole interview and shit, but
you could say names. I mean, if you, but you,
yeah. It's just I was talking to him, and it was like, yeah, disregard. I'll just skip it out. Yeah, for sure. I'll skip it out. Never mind.
You can't be doing that shit on the God's Hour podcast.
Sure.
No, I mean, no. The whole point of, cause I'll talk my shit too, but like, if I really have a problem with somebody, I'll leave certain things out. So I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm not gonna make you, obviously.
Yeah. No, it's just the way they people carry themselves and stuff. It's just a little funny to me now.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just trying to leave everything out, just out of the public.
But what was the point? What was the point of that?
Yeah, just slash it out. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what was the point of what you were gonna say? Like the message of it?
Yeah, skip it out. I mean,
okay,
I don't have a message. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a message.
I'm chill.
I got a message to my ex. Pack your bags and leave. Nah, imagine.
Oh, fuck love. Psycho.
Hell yeah.
Fuck love.
Fuck love. What is it? How does that verse go?
Sexy motherfucker.
When you walk by and I want to go for a ride, you hit like drugs.
Shit's fucking wild. I still listen to that shit every day.
Bro, man. Literally that album, like, because you have like Cypress Hill, you have like, I was gonna say Jack Frost. Fucking Kid Frost. Yeah, Jack Frost is a whole nother rapper. But my whole point is like, for the raza, we need role models and we need people to look up to in everything, bro. In music, in film. Like, we need to see the raza doing well. Like, who's a big actor, Mexican actor? Like Michael Pena? He's probably the biggest.
Hey, I was watching La Máquina yesterday. It's like a boxing. Yeah, he's Mexican and he's just like a very well-known Mexican actor. But La Máquina is about this boxer. It's crazy. It's on Hulu. I was just watching it last night. Check that shit out. I just finished it. I don't know names, my boy.
Well, I'm just trying to say, like, my whole point of that is like, we need to see who you are, and we need to see that we have some representation.
Yeah, we do.
You can't have a movie called The Mexican played by fucking Denzel Washington. Like, no, bro, you're not gonna do that. Please don't do that. You know what I mean? You can't have a movie called Lawnmower Man and it's with fucking Brad Pitt, bro. This is a real movie,
bro. This is some real shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you, bro, for sure. Yeah, we got Conejo who's really pushing it too right now. He's doing a lot of acting, big roles, and I mean I don't know a lot of names, but those are the people that I familiarize with.
Yeah, my whole point of that is like with Psycho Rum, that was the first. Oh, these fools are really, really us.
Yeah,
like they're really from fucking Pico Union. If you don't know, Pico Union is like fucking like a crazy
It's off the 10 West.
It's a wicked ass place to be from. Like saying you're from Pico Union is a lot, like especially like back then, bro, in the 90s when shit was like 90s, very active.
It was crazy.
It's like you might as well be like from somewhere like
that's the song I talk about, Remain Alert, with Rustee Juxx from New York.
That's a dope song.
That song right there, I talk about the 90s, how it used to be growing up, but at that time I wasn't talking about Pico Union, I was talking about West Adams. So
and
it's
that's
crazy.
Different?
West Adams is right next to Pico Union, so it's the same shit, bro. It's like same
next
distance.
door neighbors.
Yeah. I went to school. I was born right there in Pico Union, and then I grew up a few years later. I went to school in Pico Union, and then Magnolia, which me and Big Duke went to Magnolia, the same school, and Sick Jacket, and then I moved out to West Adams on the dead end blocks where Conejo was from. But it's the same thing. It was just crazy. I speak about like the gunshots going off every night, and then like getting used to going to sleep to like helicopters over my head, bro. And normally that would wake you up, but for me it was like my fucking lullaby, you know?
Oh my god, that's crazy as fuck. Going back to like with Psycho Realm and shit, yeah, they were like the biggest influences and still like biggest influences for me as far as like the Chicano culture and everything like that, because we had like Kid Frost and stuff, and not to shit on the homie, but like it was kind of like it wasn't hitting. Like it wasn't like,
I didn't see longevity in within the music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like there's just
I don't know too much about his music.
I mean, that says it all, right?
Yeah, I can't really judge him, but I can say with Psycho Realm that very like it was. They're a really dope group, so I suggest anybody who isn't familiar with Psycho Realm, I would go listen to their first album. Very dope. We'll maybe revisit this later, but with like Big Duke, can he still talk and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I thought when he got shot, I thought he like
a lot of have that image of him not being able to talk, but he can talk.
Yeah?
Yeah, he can talk. Yeah.
And how is he?
He's doing well. He's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's always doing something. He's always doing business. He's a businessman. So Big Duke, I see him like as a legend and definitely number one businessman. Like he's always on it. He's always doing something.
And what do you like? And he produces? Yeah.
So basically, I have eight beats from him that he produced from back in the day when Psycho Realm, War Stories, and all that. I was able to pick up some beats from that era, from the 90s, and we're gonna what we're doing is we're transforming the 90s sound with a little bit of Afro scratches, a little bit of Afro sensation and shit, and then putting that in a motherfucking blender with Prospekt, and add some fucking big names in there, and then put that bitch up and fucking high, and then see what kind of salsa you get, It's crazy.
Afro Chicano. Shout out to all the Afro Latinos out there.
Yeah, much love to everybody, every Latino, Hispanic out there, man, supporting hip hop. It's all love.
What is it? So Big Duke, he can't produce now?
I haven't really asked him about that, bro. No? I haven't talked to him about that.
Because I haven't
Can he work with technology himself? Yeah, he can work with the computer. He plays me beats. He does it all himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he can do that all himself. Technology is crazy, right?
That's fucking wicked as fuck. So I don't want to go.
So I go to his pad. It's long overdue because I'm supposed to get more beats. But it's long overdue. I'm supposed to go to his pad and then choose more beats. I'm gonna swap out one. And then
from back then, or like shit he's done now?
From back then, yeah.
Oh,
from back then.
Has he made more beats now? Or
see, I haven't talked to him about that.
Okay.
I don't know if he can make beats now, but
okay.
What I'm digging into is like the old crates back in the 90s and shit when he was working with Psycho Rum and fucking Be Real and Cynic shit and like fucking crazy stuff that they possibly used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sick Jacket. I mean, I said
Jacket.
Cynic. I'm sorry, Sick Jacket. Yeah.
What is it? But with the Psycho Realm album, I always thought that Sick Jacket made all the beats. Is that right?
And Sick Jacket is an insane motherfucker. Have you heard his beats now? Like fucking crazy.
I haven't heard none of his recent shit, but I've heard his shit is hard.
It was
Sick Jacket has crazy beats.
Shout out to Sick Jacket. He's fucking like crazy. He's all over. Whenever I go to Big Duke's, his mom is always telling me how he's out of town and he's fucking flying, doing tours and stuff. And then I just recently met shout out to G-Bone G-Bone 213, who's straight up like fucking humble cat, man. We kicked it. He showed me some music that he had worked on, and he's gonna be releasing with Sick Jacket and stuff, and shit was fucking crazy ill. So like shout out to them, shout out to Sick Side Army, Psycho Rum, Cats and Psychos. Much love to my boy Imperial. Prospekt, Mind Over Matter, Part 1. That shit came out July 18th on my brother's birthday. Shit's on all platforms. Check that shit out. I also have a few ciphers that I have released with Dark Horse Cypher, and we did one with Meet Beats. Check that shit out. Also got some new stuff coming in, a lot of features.
Wait a minute, are you trying to close this out?
No, I'm trying to let people know what's up with this shit. Okay.
Because I was like, wait a minute, what?
Nah,
I'm a little confused because I have more questions.
Yeah. We got
plug your shit.
We got Golden Buddha, part of the Afro family, who's gonna be releasing an EP representing the Cold Grammatics crew, which I'm in, representing different people from different states, sick MCs. We got a track that really made noise and influenced Souls of Mischief to do the 23 Till, which we did, and then they heard, and then we made some noise. So I want y'all to check that shit out too. We did 23 Till instead of 93 Till. We had to do the 30-year anniversary track, and yeah, check that shit out. I got a sick feature coming out on his project coming soon.
Fuck yeah, bro. I wanna switch it up real quick, right? Because this is gonna be a very controversial topic. This is what's gonna separate a lot of people from the program, but I don't give a fuck because I'm really about to just throw it out there. How do you feel about the raza saying "nigga"?
Honestly,
in their songs to each other?
Oh no, I don't agree with that whatsoever. It's like if you're not black, like you shouldn't be using the word, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes, and I take fault to it. Sometimes it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But it's because of the place I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in West Adams, Adams and 27th Street, which is like the same thing on Raymond and Normandy. So it was always like it's browns and blacks. So in one of my tracks, I say Latin lingo. I say black and a brown. What? When I close the fucking verse. But I don't agree with it. I think Latinos should take that out of their vocabulary. I know some people might use it in a non-offensive way, but even so, when someone hears it that's African American, it's offensive to them. So you just gotta check your vocabulary. That's just how I feel.
Because not everybody is on the same page. Not everyone grew up the same way.
You gotta respect that.
Yeah. It's funny. I bring that up because it's like we have a lot of young viewers out there that are gonna watch this that they say this all the time, and I'm not saying, listen. Growing up, you couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me how to walk, how to talk, none of that shit.
Yeah.
So, but just like, I remember, just being like a young, stupid kid, and I would say it around my older cousins and shit. And I remember my cousin, Jose, he's like 15 years older than me. He was like, you're going to say that around some big black motherfucker, and you're going to get your ass kicked. And that, like, kind of brought me to, like, because not everybody's going to be all cool with that.
Yeah, they won't be, man. They won't be. You'll get yourself in some trouble, man.
You're gonna. And I've almost gotten in trouble over it, but like
I never did. I never did it in a very insulting way. But sometimes it's come out. Oh, it actually came out 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was around the corner in a liquor store, and some fool was tripping. Was African American, and a black fool came in talking shit. I was like, yeah, I don't even know why this was tripping. Like he was acting crazy. And he knew how I meant it. He wasn't even tripping. But, like, imagine if that was to slip on somebody that would find it offensive.
Yeah.
They would have tripped,
Yeah.
Or possibly, I don't know. But maybe on you. But it's
and you never know how like, with today, you never know how
they're going to react.
How
they have
people
straps
are gonna
everywhere.
react.
Like, they don't even throw putazos no more.
So you might as well just play it safe and not say it. Because my uncle... We were on the podcast. I told him, he was like, we shouldn't say it. You know what I mean? And then, like, about 5 minutes later, he says it. And I was like... Well, there you have it.
Like I said, sometimes it's an accident. I think it happens more with the older folk, because I think, I don't know how old you are, and I don't know, but it's like I grew up with a lot of older cats, and I was kind of like the escort to the big homies' girlfriends, take them to the bus stop with like a little walkie phone, chirp phone and shit, just in case anything popped off, it would just chirp them away, but yeah, it's the people that you grow with, the older cats. I just feel like they say it more in a more relaxing and comfortable way, but Yeah, it is what it is, man. Keep it out of your vocabulary.
I
But
mean,
do what you want. I mean, I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah,
I
yeah.
keep,
Like,
I keep that to me,
you
for
could-
myself.
I don't want anybody to come off. I don't want anybody saying like, oh, like fuck this fool, like he's not gonna tell us how we speak. Because you could talk however you like. If that's how you say it around your homies, and you got black homies, brown homies, or whatever the case is, like that's completely on you. That's in your
That's for
respect.
you, yeah.
I'm just saying. We're just saying some people are not down with the word, so you should
Yeah.
kind of be careful about the things you say, because my mouth has gotten into me into trouble. But it's also saved me too, because it's like, as long as you can have a dialogue with somebody
Yeah.
and a conversation, that's cool. But some people probably don't want to hear that shit, and they'll probably fuck you up for it. So,
Yeah, interesting topic.
and no, it is a very interesting
topic for the world.
and I always try to like bring it out, to like just different perspectives with people, and it's kind of always the same thing. It's kind of always like respect people, and if people are disrespected for by it, then don't say it around them, because if you know that someone doesn't like you saying that and you continue to talk like that,
Yeah, just the way I carry myself, like I just show people respect, to a point where I get disrespected, and shit's different now. But yeah, just show respect everywhere you go, man. Think about your surroundings and the people around you, your environment.
mm-hmm.
Try to show respect as much as you can everywhere you are. It's not your city, it's not your place to be disrespecting people. You're not better than no one. Always consider yourself as equal and treat everyone the same way.
Yeah, don't be that asshole. Don't be the guy that knows he's not supposed to do or say something and you do it, because then you're really gonna ask for an ass whipping.
Yeah, you are, man. But it's all peace and love.
Yeah. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something a little different. It's gonna be called Finish the Sentence. I hate it when people
Talk their shit without no common sense.
If I wasn't a rapper, I would be.
A boxer.
If I could make a song with anybody in the world, it would be.
Tupac.
If I could smoke with anybody, I would smoke with.
Snoop.
Damn, you're answering these fast. I only had a few of them. If I could visit any place in the world,
Bora Bora.
where the fuck is that at?
Bora Bora is an oasis.
Where the fuck is
It's
that?
like islands on top of water, bro.
Really?
Like a fucking what's that movie called with those blue fools?
The Smurfs?
No, not the Smurfs. Avatar, bro. That was good, bro. That was a good chuckle. I needed that shit. That shit's funny.
The Smurf, Papa Smurf. I
Papa
seen a
Smurf.
motherfucker walking around with like a hat and a bag, walking around like I'm this Papa Smurf ass fool. Look
That's
at this
funny, bro.
crazy
that
ass
shit was
fool.
good.
How do you feel about artists who steal songs or other people's ideas and shit like that? Because I really, to be honest, I don't give a fuck who takes it like this, but I really feel like poking somebody whenever.
I used to care, like when I had the interview with Santi. I used to care, but now that I released it, I hear it everywhere. I hear like people getting influenced and stuff, and the likes. They're not liking the stuff no more. But I see where you're coming from. I don't give a fuck though. I don't care no more, because at the end of it all,
The God's Hour, baby. Fuck yeah, do the sign of the cross real quick for all the loved ones out there that are no longer with us.
For all the dead homies, their
Fuck
family
yeah.
out there. It's the moment of silence. What time is it for 2?
It's 3. I don't know what time you gotta go, because we could wrap this up if you don't.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, because I think I have like one more question. If
Go,
the fucking-
let's go, let's kill it.
What is it?
Let's kill it.
So you're meeting all these artists and shit like that. Like, how do you open up for, like, I know with Santi's section, you said you opened up for like Shaheem and other Wu-Tang. So like, how the fuck do you even like get in contact with these?
I don't know, man. Like, I spoke to my my person today, and it was crazy because we were talking about alignment and visualization, and how you have to visualize certain things first before they come into reality. And I don't know if it ties down with like laws of attraction or whatever and so forth, but what I believe is get your inner works done, and always try to purify your mind and your soul with how you act with people and stuff, and then everything else will align itself if your passion and your heart is in it. And that's number one. If your heart and passion and your effort and your grind is in it, there's no way that you can't get doors to open. And I think that's how I really got opportunities to open up, just by gratefully getting blessed by God and being there in the right time, in the right moment when my heart told me to. It's crazy shit.
So basically, the power of manifestation through your mentality and your
and
work.
inner well-being and stuff. You have to be good inside, be in peace to kind of like pedal that shit a lot faster and make things happen a lot faster.
I'm a soul believer.
That's kind of like how I feel, you know, what I believe in.
Yeah. I agree with you. I feel like once you're aligned with the universe, bro, it's just blessings, bro. Like you get like whatever you ask and you're aligned with the universe. Like you don't even have to ask. It's just, it kind of just comes to you.
Yeah.
Like all your blessings, all your gifts.
That's what it is, bro. It's happened to me sometimes. You know, I'm barely getting that now.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Like you get your pauses and you get your moments where your vibration isn't high, that you're not manifesting things as fast as possible. You're actually manifesting negativity and negative outcomes or whatever, you know, like things of life. But the true matter of everything is that you can't maintain your vibration at a high vibration in a world and a system that we're in.
Yeah.
Because it's the system that was created and established and implemented. It's for us humans to struggle and not be on a high vibration 100% of the time. So I think that's just the key thing to understand in order for us to expand like what we want to do in life. I think that's really how I feel, bro. That's a deep question, man. I could fuck with that shit.
No, yeah, because I'm thinking like fucking Shaheem, the rugged child, bruh, and you opened up for him?
Shaheem, bro, let me tell you, he's a humble ass cat too, bro. He's so dope. And that night, Immortal Technique pulled up out of nowhere, and he gave me mad respect. Shout out to Immortal Technique, man. He showed some mad love on stage. And I have a video on my IG, Emsee Prospekt_ on IG.
Fuck yeah.
That shit's crazy, man. Immortal Technique came on stage and fucking started busting flows and on stage, and Shaheem was a humble dude, bro, and just chopping it up with him for a little bit. You were able to kind of like sponge in all the knowledge that he had, like growing up, like from getting into trouble to fucking like he does now, like what he's doing with the city. And he's always on the grind, like doing events, helping people out too. Not only that, he's growing as an artist and he's expanding, bro. So that's mad love shit right there, man.
Before we go, man, what's the message of the day?
Message of the day: go fuck yourself.
No, we can't do that. You
can't.
All right,
now I'm just playing. Yeah. I'm just playing.
You can't leave him on the no. Emsee Prospekt told me to go fuck myself.
No, I was just
playing.
That's how
you gonna leave him?
No, definitely on the good of. That was just a fuck around note. Just to fuck around. Yeah, you definitely got to be in tune with yourself, man. Listen to yourself. You don't have to listen to a lot of other people who are not doing what you're doing. That's vital because they can misguide you, and you don't want to have to be going back and forth with your roads, and have a vision. Most importantly, have a vision of where you want to go in life with your music. Of course, just be in tune with yourself. Focus. That's it, man.
That's dope as fuck. Emsee Prospekt, I want to appreciate you for coming on to the God's Hour. You're more than welcome to come anytime.
God's Hour, man. God's Hour. Tune in, man. Fucking yeah. King right here, bro. It's all love, bro. Thank you for having me. I
appreciate it. This is the God's Hour.
God's Hour. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.